All right, good evening and welcome to this Yoga for Recovery, Realization and Resilience. My name is Brian and I am delighted to be with you here today for a restorative yoga session. So what we do in the restorative yoga session is we focus on spending enough time in each individual posture in order to actually achieve what we're looking for with respect to finding calm, centered, focused on the breath, moving within our own body. It's a wonderful, wonderful practice. Should be done on a regular basis we always work to go to our edge and get activated and get ourselves in a switch. So sometimes we need to rest, and rest is the first part of restorative. It is designed to help us to ease our way into our day today. So again, please ensure that you have maybe a bolster today. If you don't, can be very helpful in these postures. Couple of blocks, maybe a couple of blankets. You want to stay warm as we're spending an extended time in each posture. We're only going to do maybe 5 or 6 postures today. So we'll start, as always, with landing, grounding, raising gratitude, and setting our intention. And then we'll move into a balancing breath to get ourselves centered within the body. And then we'll come to the mat and we'll move into some extended time in, like I said, 4 or 5 different postures. We'll spend an extended amount of time. We'll build a supported posture with our bolsters and our blocks and our blankets. And we'll spend some time in each posture, allowing our body to actually find the posture. So, wonderful, wonderful class. So let us begin, as always, by finding our supports. Support precedes action. So come into a supported posture. Root down into whatever part of your body is in contact with something. Feel that physical sensation of connection. Bring your awareness to that physical sensation of connection as support. Feel into what it is like to be supported in this moment. And open your awareness to the possibility that, support is always available in this moment. By rooting into those places of physical connection, I invite you to lengthen your side body, lengthen your spine, lengthen your crown. Tuck your chin, shake your head, free the back of the neck, and then feel the full length of the spine from the base to the crown. Notice the effect of elongating and aligning your spine. Feel into what happens in your torso when the spine aligns and elongates. And then turn your awareness to your breath. Begin to breathe in and out through your nostrils. Following your inhale into your body, wherever it may go. No stress, no strain, no exertion. Just notice, where does the breath go? Follow the exhale out of the body, noticing what it's like to empty completely, to let go completely, to release all that is no longer needed. Surrender. Allow the next breath to be received just as you are. Follow that inhale in and that exhale out. And as you settle into awareness on the breath, notice yourself coming center into this moment. This is the present moment. Greet the present moment with a curious anticipation and a joyful receiving attitude. Now, on your next inhale, I invite you to float your hands to your heart and bring your awareness to your heart space. Look into your heart space and invite to arise in your heart space gratitude, a sense of gratitude, any one thing for which you are grateful here today. Perhaps for you today, just the possibility of gratitude. And whatever it is that arises when gratitude is called forth, I invite you to see that clearly in your mind's eye and to anchor your gratitude there in your heart space. To hold it there for your practice today. And then if you choose to set an intention for your practice, I invite you to do so now, stating your intention to yourself so that you hear it in your mind's ear in a clear and declarative voice, as if it is already done. And listening for the echoes of your practice, of your intention, I should say, in your being. I invite you to take a full inhale. And as you exhale, if you choose to, I invite you to let your chin drop towards your grateful and intentional heart. And if you'd like to offer a benediction to seal your intention, I invite you to do so as I say Namo, Namaste. Then release your hands, lift the chin, make any slight adjustments you need in your posture in order to prepare yourself for your breath. And then bring your thumb and forefinger together. Your right hand, place the thumb and the forefinger directly between the eyebrows, right there at the top of the bridge of the nose. Now, your right your right thumb will block your right nostril when appropriate. Your right ring finger will block your left nostril when appropriate. And we're going to begin to breathe in through the left nostril and out through the right. So we'll block the right nostril and inhale through the left. Pausing at the top, and then we'll switch. We'll block the left nostril and we'll exhale out the right. And we will continue to do that. Left hand, thumb and forefinger lightly touching, Gyan Mudra, resting on the left knee, breathing in through the left. Long, deep yogic breath, exhaling out the right. Balancing breath here, so we're not extending the exhale. We're making the inhale and exhale equal in length, volume, and intensity. Just following the breath in, noticing where it goes, full inhale, maybe down a little deeper into the body, maybe not. Following the exhale out, emptying completely, noticing what it is like to let go of everything that is no longer needed. Continuing this pattern, inhaling left. And exhaling right. Finding your rhythm and your pace and your breath and your practice. This is where you begin to feel into your own practice. You are in the privacy of your own space by design. Your body is very still. Your awareness is on the breath in the nostrils. Your focus is at the brow point if your eyes are closed, or just beyond the tip of your nose. Look into your right palm if your eyes are narrowed. Just be focused on your breath. Calm, steady, focused on your breath and moving within your own body. In, left, out, right. On your next inhale, take a full inhalation. Exhale out the right. Now we're going to switch that. We're going to inhale through the right, pausing at the top, and then switching and exhaling out the left. Noticing any subtle differences from one side to the other. Inhaling right, exhaling left. And full focus here on the breath. Inhale and exhale equal. Settling in, balancing. Bringing that balance. We're looking to open that very small channel between the hemispheres of the brain that brings balance to both sides. We'll feel that perhaps when we move into the next version of this breath. Maybe you're feeling it already. Don't just be in your own experience here. In right, out left. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. On your next inhale, take a full inhalation. Exhale out the left. And now we're going to put that together. So we're going to inhale through the left, switching at the top, exhale out the right. Inhale through the right, switching at the top, exhale out the left. And then continue that pattern. Inhale left, switching at the top, exhale right. Inhale right, switching at the top, exhale left. So notice we're switching on the exhales. We're putting those two different individual patterns together into a combination pattern. Continue the pattern. Inhale right. Exhale. I said that backwards. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Continue your rhythm, your pace. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Notice your own experience. Be in your own practice. Just be steady and sure. Steady and sure. One more round here. So that when you next find yourself exhaling out your left nostril, release the pattern, release the mudra, bring the hand to the knee. Just be very still for a moment. Let everything settle. Notice the effect of that practice. Notice what 7 minutes of breath work, focused breath work can do. 7 minutes of focused practice can do for you. Feel into what shifted. Let's take a cleansing breath, full inhale. And an exhale, sigh it out. Now remember, everything today is restorative. It's about rest. So gently bring yourself to your mat. And we're going to begin with our child pose. Now, you have many options here. If you like, you can roll the bottom of your mat once or twice in order to place the top of the feet on that cushioning. You can take your block or your cushion, if you have one, you can place it on the top of your calves so that when you press your hips back toward your heels, you've got cushioning there. You can bring one or even two blocks to your mat so that as you bring your forehead, you have support at whatever height is appropriate for you for your forehead. If you have a blanket, I have a blanket here somewhere, grab one, or a shawl, you can bring that over the thighs, between the chest and the thighs, providing a little additional comfort there. The hands will come back by the feet, palms up. You're taking your time to move into the supported posture in the way that you wish to be. And as you settle in, settling into that supported posture. Your version, maybe you take your knees out wide so your torso falls between your thighs. Maybe not. Maybe you like to rest your torso on top of the thighs. I like to keep my knees in alignment with my hips. That works for me, but for some of us, we need to create a little space. One of the definitions of yoga is creating space. So take your time, as I said, working your way into your version of this posture where you are supported. And then releasing the shoulders, releasing the lower back, settling into breath awareness, letting the breath come and go. Focused on the breath. Remember, we're calm and steady and focused on the breath and moving within our own body. Now, as you're settling into your posture, you may find that as you settle in, your body begins to open, right? So we listen to the wisdom of our own body. This is why we're moving within our own body. As your body becomes more accepting of the posture, you find your space, you maybe get a little more freedom, a little more opportunity, maybe a little space opens up and you can adjust accordingly. But we're mainly focused on being in the posture and resting here. So a lot of our yoga is about doing, about getting to something that we think we need to get to. These extended postures, these extended holds, these options here to find our support and then lean into our support for an extended period gives us an opportunity to approach our yoga in a slightly different way, perhaps. And reinforces the reminder that there's nowhere to go. You don't have to get to anything. You're already here. Just be here. And as we get here, we explore what is happening here in this posture, in this moment, in our body. So let's just simply settle in and just notice somewhat different challenges that occur when we're in these postures for extended periods. We have a different set of opportunities, a different set of challenges arise, perhaps. The mindset, as always, is a gentle curiosity. What else is true in this moment? Reconnect with your breath and gently, very gently, patiently begin to make your way out of this posture, clearing any of your supports that you had, making sure that your space is clear. And then as you sit up, roll off of your heels and come down onto your back for our supine bound angle. So legs are initially long, crown is initially long. And then we're going to take the hands out to create space. We're going to let the knees fall open and we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. And then whereas the soles of the feet come, cramp. As the soles of the feet come together, you're going to experiment with the relationship of your heels to your hips, finding that place where you feel the most opening through the hip girdle and the knees are most supported. Now, several things you can do in this particular posture. If you have a strap, you can use a strap to wrap around your thighs, outside of your thighs, which will help hold them and support them. You can take your blocks, place your blocks underneath your knees to help support the knees. You can do that in conjunction with the strap, or if you don't have a strap, just use your blocks there. If you have a blanket or a shawl, you can place a blanket or a shawl underneath that soft spot at the back of the skull to provide your support there. And then also, you can use your blanket or your shawl to cover yourself here. I'll demonstrate that in a moment here. Let me get this out of the way. If you like, you can take a moment to just bring your shawl to cover your body here as we're in this extended posture for several minutes. Maybe you have your eye cloth. You place your eye cloth over your eyes if you like. Whatever you need here to support yourself in your posture. And then allowing the breath to come and go. If you like, bring your hands lightly to the top of your abdomen to feel your abdomen has relaxed. So the core is disengaged here. The belly is relaxed. So just lightly rest your hands on top of your belly and feel that it is relaxed. If it's not, then take a moment to feel into why, right? So the lower back is supported, so there's no reason to engage through the core to help keep the back supported, so you're relaxing through the core. Your full spine is down on the mat. You're feeling that support, so you release the front side of the body because the back side of the body is supported. Maybe adjust your heels in relation to your hips a little bit in order to create that space where you have that opening and that release. And then we're just allowing here. This is that all these postures, we're allowing the body to lead us, right? Listening to the wisdom of our own body. I say that all the time. And we spend a little bit of time in each of the postures, you can begin to actually feel into that, right? So you get a moment here, you actually get a chance to like, all right, what is my body telling me in this posture? Just be curious, right? Gentle curiosity. What is my body asking for? What is my body offering? What is my body telling me? Can we bring ourselves into our body? One of our goals in our practices with our tools is to reground ourselves in our body. A restorative practice like this can give us ample time to actually explore grounding into our body. calm, steady, focused on the breath, moving within our own body. So in stillness, we get a chance to feel into what that saying means. What does it mean to move within our own body? One of the famous teacher, Eric Schumann, is quoted as saying, "We move into stillness to discover the truth of who we are." So when we come into these places where we have an extended period of stillness, then we begin to see that even when we're still, supposedly, we're maybe not so still. Maybe there's some movement within the body. It becomes more subtle. We get a chance to feel into that subtlety and to recognize where we're holding tension, see some of our habits and patterns. Can we let go and feel into the support? Can we truly rest in this pose? Each of these postures, each of these poses gives us an opportunity to find rest. Restorative. As we rest, we restore. Gently take your hands to the outside of your thighs and gently bring your knees together. Again, being mindful of all of your supports here, making sure that your supports are not in the way of your practice. Okay, you take your blanket or your block and place it between your thighs lightly. This will keep your knees in alignment here. So gently, and then your hands will come out 60 to 90 degrees. And let's begin with, we'll lengthen to the crown and then let both knees fall over to the right. Now your block can come underneath your right knee or your right thigh, supporting you here. And again, maybe you have your blanket underneath that soft spot on your skull. Maybe you're looking slightly over your left shoulder, keeping your shoulders down and relaxed. And again, you're just breathing into this particular posture. Allowing the body to open as it is ready to, relaxing through the shoulders, feeling the opening across the front of the chest, breathing down into the back of the left hip. You're thinking about moving the knees maybe away from the face so you feel that length. But we have support underneath the knee if you need it or want it with your block. And that blanket or that block between your thighs just helping you to keep alignment, to keep your knees together. Tendency of that top leg to kind of get loose here. So we want to keep it steady and calm. And we're just breathing here. So we open the hips. Mm. Resting in the support of your posture, feeling the support of the mat and gravity, feeling the support of your tools, your blocks, your straps, your bolsters, your blankets, whatever it is that you're using here, feeling yourself supported by the breath being gifted to you, coming and going, just resting in this open hip posture. Supine twist, hip releasing, hip opening. Gently bring the knees back to neutral, the head back to neutral. Take your block, if you're using it to support that knee, move it to the other side of your mat. And then gently allow the knees to fall over to the left. Again, block or blanket perhaps between your knees, supporting you. Maybe looking over your right shoulder gently. You're not overdoing, so we're not twisting at the neck. We're just releasing any tension there by gently rolling the chin toward the right shoulder. Shoulders are relaxed and down, back of the crown, back of the head. That soft spot is supported. If you're like me, you have a blanket underneath there. Blanket between your, or block between your thighs, holding your thighs in alignment. Knees moving away from the face, supported, that knee, the lower leg, the left knee supported on the block, or maybe you're just finding your own way in and out of this posture, moving into your restorative space, resting here in this, and noticing perhaps slight differences one side to the other, which makes sense since the organs are not fully symmetrical within the body, particularly in the behind, inside the lower, inside the rib cage on the right and left side. And so we're just breathing here, feeling that opening across the front of the chest and breathing into the back of that right hip. Allowing the body to open comfortably, and because we have all of the support that we need here, fully supported. These restorative sessions are a true sense, felt sense of our first guiding principle: support precedes action. We really build our support in these postures, taking advantage of all of our tools to build our support so that we can feel that felt experience of being supported, regardless of the posture we're in. If we could take that felt experience with us, that not that deeply ingrained body knowledge, now we have a body awareness of what it is like to be supported in any posture. So we move from posture to posture and know that we're supported in each and every posture. We could take that knowledge with us as we go through our day. Whatever comes up in the day is just a posture, and we know that we're supported, so we find our supports and we move through whatever arises, knowing that we're supported, focusing on the breath. calm, steady, staying grounded within our own body, feeling into the wonder of our body and honoring our body, being grateful for these wonderful gifts we've been given. Many of us, it's a challenge for us. We have body image issues, so these opportunities here to just accept ourselves as we are, wonderful. As you're ready, gently bring your knees back to neutral. Be mindful of your blocks, your blankets, clear your space here. And if you have a bolster, this is a wonderful posture for your bolster. Do we have time for that? Do we have time for that? Yeah, we do. We do actually. Let's do that. Let's do this. So roll to your belly. And then going to come to your tabletop here, so that we can line this up. Maybe you come to your downward dog and line this up. We're just going to move into our pigeon here. And so the right knee will come towards the right wrist. The right instep or top of the right foot will come towards the left wrist, so underneath the body. Now, it may not come 90-degree parallel. It may not reach the left wrist. That's absolutely okay. You're just bringing it where it's appropriate for you underneath your body. Now, wonderful place for your block. Your block will go underneath that right hip to support it. And you're simply bringing your, I'm going to do this shift first. So shift your hips back. Your left foot extends toward the bottom of your mat. Your knee maybe drops back a little. Maybe you feel your hips move back just an inch or two. And then you're feeling into that place of extension through the left leg while you're lengthening through the crown, bringing your forearms to the mat. Now, again, if you're not, you have an opportunity here, bring your blanket or your block underneath your forearms or underneath your forehead. If your forehead doesn't come to the mat, you want to support yourself here in this posture, releasing through the back and finding your version of this. Keeping the hips level. That's what that support is for there, underneath that right thigh, underneath that right hip. Establishing yourself there so you're not overdoing. Allowing yourself to breathe. And as you may feel that left foot continue to creep toward the bottom of the mat. You may feel the crown continue to open toward the top of the mat. As your body allows and accepts that it is supported and begins to open into full release. Gently begin to press into your palms, bring your hands back underneath the shoulders. Now, inch the hips forward again. So bring that left foot a little forward, left knee a little forward, the hips come a little forward, opening that space. Take your block, bring it to the other side, and then gently unwind that right knee. So bring the right foot back behind you. The knee comes back underneath the hip. Or maybe you're down dog if you need more space or want more space to move into this next posture. You're going to bring the left knee to the back of the left wrist and the top of the left foot towards the right wrist underneath the body. And again, finding your alignment here. Right knee drops, top of the right foot drops. So let's do that hitch back first. So extend the right foot toward the bottom of the mat, move the right knee back, let the hips come back a little bit, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe a couple inches. Bring that block underneath that left hip, and then gently walk your hands out. Bring your forehead to your block or to your blanket or to your mat, finding the level hips and the release of the shoulders and the upper back in this supine half pigeon, prone half pigeon, I should say. Front of the body is down, breathing. Now, this posture is also accessible from the back if you want to come supine, if this is challenging. And then supine, you would we will do this opportunity to lie on your back and then cross your ankle over the top of your opposite knee. And then you support yourself with a strap or reaching through your legs, grasping behind the thigh, allowing the forearm and the elbow to help support the opening of that. Breathing into this, allowing the body to open. As the body feels supported and you accept that support into that feeling, you have that felt experience of being supported, then the body can release and relax on its own terms. Moving into that place of rest and restoration. We get to rest so we can restore. Restoration. Restoration is to bring back what was already originally there and may have gotten covered up or damaged or defaced by the elements and time. These postures, these restorative postures, allows a chance to reconnect. All right, as you are ready, gently begin to press into your hands and fingers, lift your forearms, walk your hands back underneath the shoulders. Be mindful of that block, remove that block. Now hitch the hips and the right foot and right knee forward a little bit, creating that space, and then work your way out. Your left foot comes out and back. And then you're going to come down onto your mat for our next posture. Now, that's what I was going to say earlier. If you have a bolster here, this is a wonderful supportive posture here. You're going to bring your bolster like it's your lover or your best friend, and you're going to bring it underneath your belly and your chest. You can use your block or your blanket to support your head. You're going to turn your cheek. Your arms will come down by your hips, palms up, and finding your support, whatever height you're appropriate for you. Maybe you're just using your blanket to support your ear. You find the side that's most appropriate. We only do the one side. This is our final posture here for today. So you're going to take the posture on the side that you you feel most supported in. The block is underneath the hip. So that upper leg is crossing atop the bolster, or you can use your blocks if you don't have a bolster, or your cushion if you don't have a bolster. And you're just keeping that leg and then your belly so that hand is also crossing atop the bolster, and you're feeling that support underneath. So you're feeling that opening, slight opening on the supported side, and then feeling the mat releasing, and then just releasing and relaxing into this. If you have an eye cloth, you want to bring that over your eyes. You're settling into this final posture. Think of this as your supported rest pose. So you're done. Be done. Allow yourself to be done. Release any yeah. Release any analysis of the practice. Release any conversation. Release any attachment or aversion. So you're just allowing yourself to be here. Release any need to do it different or better or right. Just be, make any small adjustments that you have found become available to you in order to be more supported. So maybe you can feel that cushion or that bolster slight adjustment up or down or in or out. Maybe you can bring it in a little tighter. Maybe that feels good to you. Maybe you want to move it out a little bit so you get a little more of your torso on there. You feel a little, you're working with this gentle micro adjustments here to find that place where you can most supportedly release. Your goal here is to let go and be done completely. Excuse me. And you may feel tension just fleeing your body as you're just, maybe not. Just notice your own experience. For me, this is a really wonderful releasing posture. I can just give myself the opportunity to fully release here, just really feel all of the support that is available to me here. Gravity has got me. And I have this bolster that's, anyway, feel into your own experience here and release and let go. As we settle into this opportunity to explore this last posture in silence for the next couple of minutes. If perchance you notice that your attention has wandered away, I invite you to bring gratitude to that noticing, and then gently and compassionately return your focus to your breath. On your next inhale, I invite you to begin to gently reconnect with your body, maybe wiggling your fingers and your toes, maybe rotating your ankles and your wrists. And then deciding for yourself what you want your next posture to be. You may want to stay here. You may want to roll to your back, bring your eye shade in your blanket, and take a traditional savasana for 3 to 5 minutes. You may want to gently bring yourself back to a seated posture. You may want to just roll to the other side, taking that bolster or that cushion to the other side of your body and opening that side. You decide for yourself what's appropriate. I encourage you. And as you settle into whatever is appropriate for you, I invite you to check in with your gratitude in your heart space and to allow to arise perhaps one more thing for which you are grateful. And as you witness yourself in gratitude in your space, I will take this opportunity to extend my sense of gratitude to you from this space. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice. And as always, I invite you to stay here in grateful witness for as long as you can, for as long as you like. And when you do finally rise, please take your gratitude and the echoes of your practice with you as you go through the remainder of your day, lifting yourself and all that you come into contact with. Have an amazing day.